I'm going to make these comments as respectfully as I can because, first and foremost, I do respect that officers of the law get into the business to help people, and they do it sincerely. But I'm upset. And the way it feels to me is that on March 18th, 2014, Errol Chang was murdered for being an inconvenience. Again, this is the way it feels to me. It feels to me this way. The night of it, I went home and I checked the news because I was sitting at La Playa while the standoff was going on, and I read the thing about how the SWAT was called. There was a 6-hour standoff. They invade the home. He stabs an officer, is the way it's phrased, with a knife, and then as a result, he gets shot. The thing that I read in the article that intrigued me was where it said the injured officer's wounds were not life-threatening. And so I was wondering, okay, SWAT team, heavy artillery, a whole lot of armor, and a whole lot of training going against a guy with a knife, and he gets shot, but he killed an officer. That's the way things go, but it seems somehow disproportionate. Then the next day, I learned from reading from his family that he was deeply mentally ill and was having a deeply mentally ill moment, and that his family had called him to help him. And it kind of changed the whole dynamic for me. It wasn't just disproportionate at that point for me. It became kind of a nauseating story. I asked an acquaintance of mine on SWAT, who apparently was there, what kind of experience they have in learning about dealing with the mentally ill. His response was extensive training. And so the way it looks is this commanding officer of SWAT decides to deal with a deeply paranoid person in such a way that he thought it was a good idea somehow to scare him further. He sends somebody in with all this armor and heavy artillery and extensive training who doesn't know how to step out of the way of a knife and again, pardon me if that's diminutive, and then they kill him when this officer who has extensive everything on his behalf gets stabbed in a way that was, as the news put it, not life-threatening. For a not life-threatening offense, his life was taken. I feel very strongly there should be a full investigation as to the competence of the commanding officer and what they train SWAT to do when dealing with a person who needs mental help. Apparently, cops are killing mentally ill all over the country rather than learning how to help them properly, and I feel like this is a great opportunity to teach other communities how to stop that if we make a concerted effort to it right now. We as taxpayers are paying them to help us, and so when instead of helping us, they do quite the opposite and take from us the ones we love, it puts a great deal of doubt in our minds about people who are genuinely trying to help us, at least when they get into the biz to begin with.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.